never win, is said. All right.
Public school propaganda.
Yeah.
All right. Really, you want to have a crime about straws?
Me? No, I have no opinion.
I'm talking about California. I was talking to California.
I have no opinion about single-use food service products.
I talk to California that I'm talking to California?
Oh, okay. Yeah,
or
just come on.
Cali, as I like to say.
What I will say is let's just try freedom.
Speaking of freedom, I guess there was a little problem with the auto unions and Fiat Chrysler. I think it was Fiat Chrysler, yeah.
Jimmy Hoffa?
No, but his son is in charge of the UAW. Apparently some auto workers, there are 3 of them, filed suit against the UAW and the FCA. They want their union dues back because they felt they were misused.
Yeah.
Which kind of is true because there's some evidence of some bribes and stuff through Fiat Chrysler to reduce pays, and they wasted it on tainted bargaining and all that. Anyways, there's 3 guys. Or 3 people, I shouldn't assume genders. 3 people sued. All right, they filed. They don't know where they're at.
Yeah, it's weird.
They're gone missing. So far, no other people have come forward to sue United Auto Workers and the FCA. No, we'll see how that goes. It's a class action. They want to get more people involved. Of course, the union's position is, we didn't do anything. Mm-hmm. That's true.
And they'll win. Yeah.
Couldn't agree with you more.
Jeez. Unions.
All right. New Mexico governor. I know you agree with her. It's a female Democratic governor of New Mexico. Susana Martinez. She's actually a Republican.
You just said Democrat.
I because of what she's proposing, I assumed, and I shouldn't have.
Yeah.
She thinks the police need more immunity.
No, why would you have assumed that? Of course the Republicans think police...
That's true. You're right.
You had that one backwards.
I did have it backwards. She wants to propose legislation that would grant immunity to members of law enforcement for their actions in line of duty. Does she not know that they already have immunity for most things?
Too much.
She's a former prosecutor. Has she ever had a case of police and knows what the immunity is?
Probably not. She says, I don't believe police officers should be under this constant threat of lawsuits that will often cause them to pause.
Uh-huh. If they're following their training, there should be something that protects them. They do. They already have immunity.
Got that.
Should we want to protect them while they're protecting and serving and beating? I really liked her next comments. So she's a former district attorney, and she's good friends with law enforcement.
Yep.
She passed legislation, which I disagree with, requiring DNA samples for all felony arrests, not convictions.
Yeah.
Just arrest.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And she wants to restore the death penalty.
Of course.
God, you're right. It's Republican all the way.
Mm-hmm.
The governor said the immunity bill would help taxpayers in the long run by reducing payouts to the victims of abuse and mistreatment by police. Victims of abuse and mistreatment. The bill would protect citizens and law enforcement from the massive payouts that taxpayers are giving crooks and thieves who are hurt or injured by police officers who are just doing their job. Now, the problem is not all of them are crooks and thieves. Some of them are innocent people caught in the crossfire.
Right. Yeah.
I hate her. I really despise people who think that way. They're anti-freedom, and they're the only ones, right? They get the special treatment.
Who?
Hate the police. I mean, she believes that there are people that deserve more than... We're not equal. That there's people that deserve more.
Oh, okay. I see
We're
what
the
you're
only
saying.
ones.
Yeah,
it's like
absolutely.
We should have the guns and only guns.
Well, she probably doesn't actually believe that. She probably thinks everybody should have guns. But.
All right. I've had my piece. I hate her. New Mexico, get that governor out of there. Teacher and a city council person bashed the military in class.
Uh-oh.
It was reported by a student.
Fired.
Claiming that he'd saw a Marines T-shirt on a student, And he asked the kid about it, and he said, well, yeah, my dad's a Marine. My grandfather was in the military. It's a family tradition. I'm going to join the military when I graduate. And he called him stupid, and he said people are in the military are losers, and they're low at lives, and they're not educated. I mean, he was pretty ignorant, because that's not true.
Yeah, not at all.
I mean, there's a lot of PhDs in the military,
I mean,
master's degrees and bachelor's degrees in technical schools in the military.
Most of the things that you see out in the real world, there are people doing that in the military. Right. I mean, they probably have a geologist or two.
No, the military in general, yeah. Army, I don't know. Marines, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Geologists are too smart to join the stupid military.
Yeah. Was this
so?
Was this public school?
Oh yeah, I'm sure it was.
Oh, fire him. Yeah.
So, well, hang on, because the brings a question I want to ask you. But anyways, he went on and just said, you're stupid if you join. It's the last thing. Oh, he says we couldn't even beat the tiny little Vietnamese. He made a little finger mark, like little people. He said, they're just throwing rice at us, and we couldn't beat them. Totally oblivious to the politics involved with the Vietnam War.
Yeah, well,
and
of
what
course.
they were trying to do. We're not. We can't. He says something like, we can't even beat those almost like camel jockeys in the desert wearing dresses and sandals or something like that.
What?
But here's my question:
what did he teach?
Do you know what it was?
No. I hope it was U.S. history or something.
It may have been, or something. I don't know,
civics.
something. Yeah, might have been on civics course. I don't know. I can't say. But
all right.
My point is, there's a freedom of speech, right? And you have certain protection. He's working for a public government entity. Can they fire him? They're talking about his city councilman position. He's the former mayor of the town, by the way, too, and now on the city council. That's a government agency. I don't know if he can be fired for freedom of speech. I think he would have a lawsuit on his side. He'd have, cause for a suit if he was terminated? I don't know.
Maybe.
The only thing they could get him for, I mean, he used some vulgarities in there. He used the S word and a few times and stuff. But so I don't know. What do you think of that? Does he have any protection, do you think, because he's a government employee?
Well, I think he should have protection because he's a human.
Okay. I wish that was the reality of it, but it's
right.
not.
It's not. But I think this is the problem with public education, is we have to always debate these things. If it was a private school, the school could decide, just like my employer, or most normal people who are smarts employers could
something said not good.
No, but they could decide what they wanted to do. And
right, but that's not the case, and that's not the question.
I know, so I hate it. There's not a good answer.
Does he have protection?
There's not a good answer. He shouldn't have immunity because he's a public employee.
But does he? That's what I'm asking.
He might.
I'm not saying what should or could. I'm saying
I think in reality, no, he doesn't. They could fire him for doing that because he's
the school might be able to, because there might be some kind of moral turpitude contract or something.
Right, but I mean, we can't recall him or.
But the city councilmen
right?
I don't think they could.
No,
fire him.
I don't think so.
No. But they're thinking about it. This council is, the city is.
Well, they can think about things if they want.
Right. Anyways, we're getting close. Female shooter at middle school. What?
Yeah, it's weird.
How unusual is it for a female shooter? Do you know anything about it? I don't. This was in Detroit, right, or something?
No, it was not in Detroit.
Spree in Detroit.
No, it was not in Detroit.
Planned killing. Oh, that's the
separate
planned one. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong line.
That's the
Los Angeles.
That's you said that's the planned one.
That's the plan. We're planning one in Detroit.
No, we're not. Shut up. No, that happened today.
Yeah.
Someone
they foiled it, didn't they?
I guess it was he shot a couple people, went to two businesses and shot them. But yeah, the middle school I thought was sort of unique because it was a female middle school. Well, I don't know if she was a student, but went into a middle school, shot a couple people.
In L.A.
In L.A.
It's tough in L.A.
It's weird. No, I don't know anything more about it.
Planned shooting spree in Detroit. So that was not at a school, though. That was
No, it went into a trucking company and some other company
so
shooting
a disgruntled employee probably type thing, do you think?
Well, he went to two different companies. I don't know.
Well, he was a busy man. He had a couple jobs.
He was disgruntled about something.
Yeah, something pissed him off.
But I think he's in custody, so we might learn whether that or what the reason was. Not to be abrupt, but we're out of time.
Yeah, check
See
us
you
out
next week.
Facebook. Bye-bye.